U6. Okay, this I have not named. V1, V2, V3. This is V4, V5, V6. So these are the two graphs. Now we have to check whether these two graphs are isomorphic or not. I hope all of you know what are the steps that we have to follow here, right? What is our, let us begin to check whether these graphs are isomorphic or not. This is my graph G2. So I'll have to check whether G1 and G2 are isomorphic or not. Okay, so let us go back to your, all of you had written down the steps in the last class, right? So let me write down about G1 here. Let me write down about G2 at this point. The first step that you have to find out is what? We have to first check with the number of vertices. Okay, that is my first step. Here also, I have to check what is the number of vertices. That is my first step. So number of vertices, if you look at graph G1, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6. So you have 6 vertices here. Come to, please mute, who is making that noise, please mute. Coming to G2, you have U1, U2, U1, U2, U3, U4, U5 and U6. So here also the number of vertices are 6. So the first property is satisfied. Now coming to the second property is you have to find out the number of edges. Okay, let us find out the number of edges. 1, this is 2, 3, 4. I'm just marking it so that I don't miss out any edges. You can also do that because just by looking at it and counting, sometimes you may recount the same wedge or you may miss counting one of the edges. Okay, so don't do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. This is 6. Let us say 7. This is 8. So we are not left with any more edges. So my number of edges is 8. Here let me see in G2 whether we have 8 number of edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that all? I think I missed something there. Let me check. Wait a minute. U1, 2, 3. So there is one more edge here. Okay, please make a note. There is another edge there. All right, this is one more edge. Okay, so there are number of, see, if you don't write down properly also you will go wrong. So you have to be very careful. So number of edges are 8. All right. Now, so the second property, first property and second property both are satisfied. Now let us move on to the third property. What is our third property? It is nothing but called as degree sequence. So we have to find out the degree of every vertex. Degree sequence. Okay, what are the vertices we have? We have V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6. These are the vertices that we have. All right. Now, we have to find out the degree of each of the vertices. All right. So, for V1, V1. So, V1 vertex, how many, what is the degree of V1? 1. V1 to V6, V1 to V5, V1 to V3, V1 to V2. So, you have degree of V1 is 4. Degree of V2, anyone?
3.
3, ma'am.
Degree of
3, ma'am.
V2 is 3. Degree of V3 is 2. V4 is also 2. V5 is also 2. V6
2.
is 3. V6 to V1, V6 to V4,
3.
V6 to V5, 3. All right?
3.
Yeah. Now coming to degree sequence of G2, let us say we have to find out the degree of U1, U2, U3, U4, U5 and U6. These are the 6 vertices that we have. We have to find out the degree of each of these. U1 is 4.
4.
Yeah. U2 is 2, U3 is 2, U4 is 3, then U5 is, let me check, U5 is also 3.
3.
Yes, then U6 is 2. So this is our degree sequence.
2.
Now let us see if the degree sequences of both these graphs are matching. Okay, we have in case of G1, we have one vertex which is of degree 4. Here also we have one vertex which is of degree 4. There are three vertices of degree 2 in G1. Here also you have three vertices of degree 2. Here you have two vertices of degree 3. Here also you have two vertices of degree 3. So we say that the degree sequence of both the graphs are the same. The sequence or the order in which the degree is mentioned here need not be maintained. Okay, you need not say, okay, here we have 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3. There also we need not have that. Only thing that you have to check is if you have a vertex of degree 4 here, there also you should have a vertex of degree 4. If you have three vertices of degree 2, there also you should have three vertices of degree 2. If this kind of a matching is there, then we say that the degree sequence of both the graphs are same. So the third property is also satisfied. All right. Now, the last last example that we saw, we had no cycles in the graph. You remember that graph for the first problem that we saw, we had no cycles, right? But here you have lot of cycles are there. All right. Now, we have to find out, consider the smallest possible. We have to find out the smallest possible cycle length. Smallest possible cycle length should be same for both the graphs. All right. Now, let us look here. What are the possible cycles that we have here in graph G1? Let us see. V1, V2, V3, V4. V1, V2, V3, V4 is one cycle. You agree with me? V1, V2, V3, V4 is one cycle that we have. All right, what is the length of this cycle? V1 to V2 is 1 edge, V2 to V3 is 1 edge, V3 to V1 is back again. Sorry, V3 to V4 I said. What did I do? V1, yeah, V1, V2, V3. Did I get this? Somewhere I went wrong.
V3 to V1, ma'am.
That is what I'm seeing here. Yeah, V3 to V1 it should be correct. Yeah. So V1 to V2, V2 to V3, V3 to back to V1. So what is the length of this cycle? It is 3 because it is made up of 3 edges. So the length of this is 3. All right. What are the other possible cycles that we have, if any? V1 to V6, V1 to V6, V6 to V5, and then again from V5 to V1. That is another cycle that we have here. So V1 to V6, V6 to V5 to back to V1. This is also of length 3. Cycle length is 3. Next we have, do we have anything else? V1 to V2, V1 to V2, V2 to V4 I can take. V2 to V4, V4 to V6 is there, V6 to V1. That is also one cycle. So V1 to V2, V2 to V4, V4 to V6, V6 back again to V1. This is of length 4, right? Because we have 4 edges here. V1 to V2 is 1 edge, V2 to V4 is 1 edge, V4 to V6 is 1, V6 to V1 is again back 1, 4. Now, here these are only the possible cycles that we have taken. Now, what is the smallest possible cycle length is what we have to consider. We are not bothered about the other cycles. Okay. Now, here you have 2 cycles of length 3 and 1 cycle of length 4. So, we will not consider 4 is not our consideration at all here. We will drop it. So, smallest possible cycle length is 3. If the cycle can be anything, but the smallest possible length is 3. Okay. In graph G1. Now, we have to check whether the same thing is available in graph G2 also. Here also in graph G2 also, you should have a cycle of, smallest possible cycle length should be 3 only in G2 also. If it is there, then we say that this property is satisfied. All right. Now, let us see what are the possible cycles here. U1, U2, U4, U1. U1 to U2, U2 to U4, right? U4 back to U1 is one cycle. U1, U2, U4 is one cycle. So length is what? Length is 3. All right. Next we have one more cycle U1, U5, U3, U1 again is one cycle. U1 to U5, U5 to U3, this one, and U3 to back to U1. So again the cycle length is 3. You may have many number of cycles. Each cycle length may be different, but you should see that the smallest cycle length is the same among both the graphs. That's all we are worried of. We are not bothered of how many cycles are there, what is the length of each of these cycles. Maybe more. You may have a cycle length of 5, you may have a cycle length of 6. That's all okay, but you should always check whether the smallest possible cycle length is 3. If it is 3, then that is what for us it matters. Okay. So again, what is the smallest possible cycle length in graph G2 is also 3. So this property is also satisfied. All right. So first 4 properties we have seen. Let us move to the fifth property. Now fifth property is what we have to do, vertex preserving. Vertex preserving, that means you should have a one-to-one mapping between the vertex. That means every vertex of G1 should be equivalent to some particular vertex of G2. That is what you have to find out. Every vertex of what is V1. Suppose you have V1. V1 is equivalent to which vertex of G2. V2 is equivalent to which vertex of G2. V3 is equivalent to which vertex of G3. V4 is equivalent to which vertex of G4. Like that you have to go on seeing. All right. So that is what we have to check now. Now let me start with V1. What is the degree of V1? Degree of V1 is 4. Okay. Now, what are the adjacent edges of V1? If you look at, we have V2, V3, V5 and V6. These are the adjacent edges for vertex V1. What is the degree of V2? It is 3. Here it is 2. V5 is also 2. V6 is 3. Okay. Now, similarly, if I take up U1 here, U1 is the one which is having degree of 4. What are the adjacent vertices of U1? You have U2, U3, U4, U5. All right. So here you have 2, 2, 3, and 3. All right. Now this is what we are able to see. U1, V1 has 4, degree of 4, and these are the adjacent vertices of each of these are the degrees. Similarly, you have
Ma'am, your voice is breaking, ma'am.
My voice is not clear.
Yes, ma'am. Voice is breaking.
My voice is not clear, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Your voice is breaking, ma'am, continuously. You are not audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Voice is not audible.
No, ma'am, your voice. No,
Your
ma'am.
voice is not audible.
No, ma'am.
Right, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am,
ma'am.
it's still the same.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. It's still the
No, ma'am.
same.
What's happening? What's breaking? What's happening? My connection is okay here. You can check
No,
your please.
ma'am. Your voice is breaking like anything, ma'am.
It's continuously breaking, ma'am. Like we are not able, like we are able to hear a word and it's breaking. We are able to hear a word and it's breaking.
Ma'am, we are not getting what you are telling.
Yes, ma'am. We can't understand it, ma'am. Arif.
విష్ణు విష్ణు విష్ణు
లేడు రే విష్ణు లేడు.
లేడు, ఉన్నాడు ఉన్నాడు. భర్త అయితే నా
వాడు వాడు విష్ణు కాదురా.
వీడియో ఆన్ వీడియో ఆన్ కర్.
ఏంట్రా మీరు చేసే పనులు?
నువ్వే చెప్పాలి దాని గురించి.
మచ్చా తిన్నావురా మచ్చా?
తిన్నాను రా. ఏ పవన్
లేమాడా
ఎంటర్టైన్మెంటా మధ్యతల్లి ఆహా
You're able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go. Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope all of you have noted down that graph, whatever we are doing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good, very good. I'll just share my screen. Just a minute. I'm sorry, there was some technical issue with my laptop. I don't know what happened. I mean, it restarted all of a sudden and showed all these issues. Anyway, it's okay. All this will, I'm not able to help that out. All right, you're able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good, good. Let's continue. So today afternoon, 1:45, I'll be taking one more class, okay? We'll be continuing with whatever we are left with at the end of this hour. 1:45 today. Okay. Let me quickly put down that graph again. What a waste of time it was. Just let me write it down again because I need this graph to explain to you all. ये क्या हो गया? I don't know what is happening here. Network issue or what is the problem? Can you start doing vertex preserving? All right, so we did for, you are able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we looked out for V1. V1 was for degree was 4. So the adjacent edges are, the vertex are V2, V3, V5 and V6. Why it is not? Are you able to see what I am writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
It's appearing very slow to me. For you also?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know, there's some issue. I think I'm not able to find it out. What went wrong was. What went wrong here? All right, so when we saw V1, we have V1 was a vertex of degree 4. Here in this case, in G2 also U1 is of vertex, U1 is of degree 4. And we have listed out what are the adjacent vertices and what are their degrees. All right, now let me take up V2. V2 is of degree 3. And what are the adjacent vertices of U2? We have V1, we have V4, and we have V3. This has 4, this is 2, degree is 2, and this is also degree is 2. Here in this case, let us take up U4. If I take up U4, U4 has degree of 3, it is U2. Adjacent vertices are U2, U1 and U6, 2, 4 and 2. Okay. Now, looking at this, what we can infer is V1 has degree 4, U1 also has degree 4. V1 has adjacent vertices as V2, V3, V5 and V6, which are of degree 3, 2, 2 and 3. Here also you have 3, 2, 3, 3, 2 and 2. So I can always say V1 is equivalent to U1. Can we say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You are able to hear me or not, all of you?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
fine. Yes, good. Next, we can say, now if you look at V2, now this V2, if you look at V2 is of degree 3, here if you see U4 is also of degree 3 and it is adjacent to U1, this is adjacent to V1. So I can always say V2 is equivalent to U4. Similarly, here V6 is of degree 3, U5 is of degree 3. So I can say V6 is equivalent to U5. Okay. Next, what can I infer? Here if you observe, see this part, 4, 2 and 2. Here also 4, 2 and 2. Okay. So U1 is of degree 4. V1 is of degree 4, that we have already said it is equivalent. Okay. Then V4 is of degree 2, U6 is of degree 2. So I can say V4 is equivalent to U6. And so we are done with 1, 2, 6, V3. V3 can be made equivalent to U2. V3 is equivalent to U2. Alright, so leftover is only V5, which I can make it equivalent to U3. Okay, so this is how I try to make. See, for example, if you take V4, V4 is of degree 2. V4 is adjacent to what? V6 and V2. Similarly, if I take U6, U6 is adjacent to U4 and U5. U6 is of degree 2. Now V6 is of 3, V2 is also of 3, this is 3, this is also 3. So we can make V4 equivalent to U6, that is what we have made here. And V6 can be made equivalent to U5 or 4, you can take any of them. So I took it as 5 and V2 is equivalent to U4. Alright, so this is our vertex preserving property. Every vertex of G1 should be made equivalent to a vertex of G2. Clear? So next property we go in for is edge preserving. Once you do this vertex preserving, the rest is all easy. Edge preserving is quite simple. List out all the edges of G1. All right. So correspondingly, since you have already said what are the equivalent vertex, you should only match them with respect to G2. Now, what are all the edges of V1? Let me put down V1 to V6 is one edge. V1 to V5, V1 to V4 is not there. V1 to V2. Then V1 to V3. You should list down 8 edges, right? So these are 4 edges of V1 and then another 4. Let me put down what are they? V4 to V6 I have an edge. V4 to V2 I have an edge. Then V2 to V3 I have an edge. V6 to V5 I have an edge. These are my 8 edges. What are the equivalent edges of G2? That is what you have to find out. This is now V1 to V6. Let me start there. That is equivalent to which one? How do you do this is, we know that what is a vertex equivalent to V1? See here. Vertex equivalent to V1 is U1, right? So U1 to vertex equivalent to V6 is U5. Is there an edge from U1 to U5 in G2? Yes, there is an edge U1 to U5. That edge is equivalent to your V1 to V6 edge of G1. You're able to hear me, understand me? Anybody, any response?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next, V1 to V5. Now, what is V1 corresponding edge of vertex equivalent to V1? It is U1. Vertex equivalent to V5 is, from here if you see, it is U3. So, U1 to U3 edge is a one which is equivalent to V1 to V5 of G1. All right. Now, next. Can you tell me what is the equivalent edge of V1, V2? Anyone?
U1, U4.
Very good. U1, U4. Just go on mapping whatever edge vertex preserving you have already done. So you know which vertex is equivalent to which of the other vertex. So accordingly you have to write it. V1 to V3.
U1, U2.
U1, U2. V4, V6.
U5.
Huh?
U6, U5.
U6. V4, V2.
U4.
Yeah.
U6, U4.
U6, U4, ma'am.
U6, U4. V2, V3,
U4, U2.
U4, U2.
U4,
V6,
U2.
V6, V5,
U5, U3.
U5, U3. All right. So for all the 8 edges of G1, we have an equivalent edge in respect of G2. So our edge preserving property is also satisfied. Which is the last property that you have to check now?
Adjacency, ma'am.
Adjacency matrix. Quickly write down the adjacency matrix and tell me.
Zero double
The
one, zero
seventh
double
property.
one.
1 minute, ma. 1 minute. Adjacency matrix of both the graphs. So for the G1, you can take it directly. V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, right here. V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6. Okay. For G2, you have to take the equivalent vertex from the vertex preserving. Don't take it, just like U1, U2, U3, U4, don't take it like that. But you have to take it with respect to how you have made it equivalent. Like V1 is equivalent to U1. Then V2 is equivalent to U4. V3 is equivalent to U2. Then U6. Then U3. Then U5. Same order, you have to take it on the top also. Yes. Can anybody tell me for G1? First row.
0 double 1, 0 double 1.
All right. Second row.
1 0 double 1
1
double
0 double 1 0 0.
Okay. Third row.
double 1 and 4 zeros.
Fourth row.
0 1 3 zeros 1.
Fifth row.
1 4 zeros 1.
Yeah. Next.
1 double 0 double 1 0.
No, that is for G1. Did you all take the same, this particular order for G2? And you should get the same matrix with respect to graph G2. Are you all getting it, anyone? First row?
Yes, ma'am.
Getting the same adjacency matrix?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you should get. If you are getting the same thing, then that means both the graphs, all the properties of both the graphs are satisfied. So both are said to be isometric. Sorry, isomorphic. 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 0 0. All right. Now, since all the 7 properties are satisfied, we say both G1 and G2 are isomorphic. So that's how you prove whether the two matrices, so two graphs are isomorphic or not. Any doubts, anyone, where you have not understood any particular step?
There is little doubt in edge preserving.
Edge preserving, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Edge preserving is very simple. See, when you are going for 1 second. See, in case of edge preserving, are you able to see my sheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Edge preserving is very simple. First, you have to, write down all the edges of G1. What are all the possible edges? V1, V6 is one edge. V1, V5 is one edge. V1, V2 is one edge. V1, V3 is one edge. We know that in the second property itself, we have already said that we have 8 edges. Correct? So list down all the 8 edges of G1. Once you do that, the previous step we have already done vertex preserving. For example, the first edge is V1, V6. Okay. How do you find the equivalent edge for V1, V6? What is the equivalent vertex of V1?
U1.
U1. What is the equivalent vertex of V6?
U5.
U5. That is why when V1, V6 edge will now become nothing but U1, U5.
Ma'am, I took V2, V3 and V2, V4 as one edge.
Sorry?
I took, ma'am, here you took my V1, V3. After that, you took V4, V6.
No, you
V4,
can't
V2.
take, no, you have to take from the graph, no? See, from the graph, you list down all the edges. Have you done that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the edge V1, V6?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, for V1, V6 is what I'm saying. V1, V6 के लिए, what is the equivalent vertex of V1? It is U1. Equivalent vertex of V6 is what? U5. So
No, ma'am,
U1,
that I'm not saying. If we are putting down the edge, ma'am. Say
correct.
for graph 1,
Uh,
in the graph, we put the edge V2 to V4.
V2 to
V4.
V2 to V4. Where is it? We have not listed here at all.
You have listed V4 to V2.
Yeah, one of them is enough. No, you don't have to list out everything.
No, that's not I'm saying. The mapping should be V2 to V4. Then V2
See, we are listing out 8 edges. This is an undirected graph, is it not? So,
I am saying the manner is different. Mannerism might be different, no, ma'am, for listing the edges.
yeah, it's okay. If you are listing V2 to V4 or V4 to V2, it should be the same now.
So,
It's an
ma'am,
undirected. Yeah, tell me what's your doubt?
I think I'm taking the time. That's why I will come and confirm, ma'am.
Now, if any others also having the same kind of doubt, others please ask me. See, Raman, what you are trying to say is, why have I put V4 to V2? Is it not?
Yes, ma'am. I am taking the different age V2 to V4, so my mapping is not being correct. Age preserving is not being there.
Ma'am,
No, whether you
correct answer, ma'am, if we take opposite.
Sorry?
Ma'am, if we take V4 to U2, we will not get the mapping correctly, ma'am.
V4 to U2. How
Yes,
can you
ma'am.
take this? How can you take V4 to U2? Which edge are you talking of? Tell me that.
In the second graph, you have written, ma'am, from V2 to U1, we mean V1, V3, V4, and here V4 to U2, U1, U6. In this V1 to U1, you have taken one, ma'am, equal.
Edge or vertex? What are you talking of?
Vertex, ma'am. Vertex
Okay.
preserving.
Okay, vertex preserving. What is your doubt?
Ma'am, so in this, you have taken V1 is equivalent to U1.
Correct.
And in second one, you have taken V1 equivalent to U6. I mean V4 equivalent to U6.
Correct.
But we have taken V4 equivalent to U2, ma'am.
Okay.
Same. If we take like that, we are not getting the matrix properly.
If you take like that, you may not get, because sometimes you cannot map any vertex to any vertex. When you go wrong like that, that is when you have to go back and see what are the other possibilities that you can take.
Okay, ma'am.
See, when you came to the matrix part, you found that you need not come to matrix part to find that. You can even find it out in edge preserving. In edge preserving, did you get it properly because of taking U2 instead of U6?
I have written correspondingly, ma'am, by taking full first graph G1 I have written one side, and correspondingly according to I have written this second graph. But in writing matrix only, I will get the mistake, ma'am.
No, you will get the mistake in edge preserving itself. In edge preserving, what is different in yours? Can you tell me with respect to mine?
I have got U4 to U6, ma'am.
U4 to
U6.
U4 to U6.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then no, is there any change in your edge preserving with respect to mine and yours is what I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am. This U1 to U4 you have got, but I got U1 to U6.
That
And
is where
U1
you
to
correct. Hold on 1 minute.
yes.
See, that is where you should find out. See, U1 to U4 I have taken, is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
You look into the graph, U1 to U4, is there an edge?
Yes, ma'am. Is there, ma'am?
Is there. What you have taken, U1 to U6, is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have an edge in U1 to U6?
No, ma'am.
You don't have, no. So you cannot
Yes.
bring in that. There itself you can find out that something is wrong. Every edge should be equivalent to every edge.
Okay, ma'am.
There you can find out. So you have to go back to your vertex preserving and see where you can make an alternative to your vertex.
Yes, ma'am.
Every edge that you get should be present in the graph. You cannot simply write. Okay. When I
Yes,
say U1 to U4, U1 to U4 is existing in that graph. U1 to U2, next one I'm saying you have written U1 to U2. U1 to U2, no edge is there. Every edge should be there. This edge I'm mapping to that edge. That's all. You can't bring in a new edge. That itself shows that you are wrong. If that is wrong, obviously your matrix will be wrong.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Is
you.
it clear? Yeah. So when you get to know that mistake, you can go back to your vertex preserving and try to change. I said no, you can either take V2 or U2 or U6. So which is a conclusion for you that you cannot take. You have to take the other one only. Are you getting me?
Ma'am, can you explain edge preserving once again, ma'am?
Edge preserving, huh?
Yeah, ma'am.
Are you clear with vertex preserving?
They are also a little bit confusing, ma'am.
See, let me come back to this. Yeah. See, when you talk of edge preserving, all right, first step in case of edge preserving is what? You have to list down all the edges that are there in G1. Now, step number 2, we have already noted as to how many edges are there. Okay, so you know how many edges, 8 edges. Write down all the 8 edges. So we have written down all the 8 edges. V1 to V6, 1 edge is there. V1 to V5 edge is there. V1 to V2 edge is there. V1 to V3 edge is there. Whatever edges are there in the graph, G1, write down all those edges. Is it clear? So 8 edges are there. We have written down all the 8 edges. Next. Each edge of this G1 should be mapped to a corresponding edge of G2. That is what you call it as one-to-one mapping. We cannot bring in a new edge, nor you can omit a existing edge. V1 to V6, there is an edge in graph G1. V1 to V6 edge has to be mapped to one of the 8 edges of G2. Which one are you going to map? Now, we have seen that V1 is equal in case, go back to your edge vertex preserving. What have we done there? We have seen that V1 is equivalent to U1 and V6 is equivalent to U5. So, V1 to V6 will now become U1 to U5. Go to G2. Is there an edge existing U1 to U5? Yes, it is existing. Are they adjacent? Both U1 and U5 are adjacent? Yes, they are adjacent. So it is correct. Are you getting me?
Yeah, ma'am.
Now, next edge is V1 to V5. What is vertex equivalent to V1? It is U1. Vertex equivalent to V5 is what? U3. So your V1 to V5 will now become U1 to U3. Check in the graph G2, U1 to U3, there is an edge. So your V1 to V5 of G1 edge is equivalent to U1 to U3 of G2 graph. Once you get your vertex preserving ready, every time you should see that. If you are getting something different, suppose like Lavanya told me that U1 to U6 she has taken. Now, if you look into the graph G2, U1 to U6 doesn't exist at all. So you cannot bring in a mapping. That means you have made some mistake. You have to go back and say you have to take V4 only, not V6. Like that, you have to come to a conclusion.
Ma'am, can we take
below?
V1 to V5
One
to
minute.
U1 to U4?
U1 to U4. That means you were in the previous step, have you made your which is equivalent to your V5, then have you taken it as U4?
Ma'am, can we take U1 to U4
For which edge?
instead of V1 to V5 edge?
V1 to V5, you are asking, can you take U1 to
U4.
U4 now? See, that all, how do you do edge preserving depends on your previous step of vertex preserving. For that case, have you made V5 equivalent to U4?
No,
Go to the
ma'am.
previous step. V5 is equivalent to what?
We take U3.
I have taken U3. Have you taken something different? What have you taken equivalent for V5, ma, Purnima?
Ma'am, can we take U2 also, ma'am?
Where?
The edging vertex is 2. Instead of 3, we can take in the vertex U2 also, ma'am.
For which one?
For V5. In the vertex preserving, ma'am.
For V5, what you want to take?
U2.
U2. Yeah, you can take, but when you do the edge preserving, if you are able to map every edge to a corresponding edge, then it is right. If you are going wrong there, then that is an indication you cannot take it. So you have to come back and make the changes.
Okay, ma'am.
See, for V5, I took U3, and for V3, I took U2. We can take the other way around, as long as you are able to make a one-to-one corresponding between the edges. If you are not able to do that, when you do the edge preserving part, that means as Lavanya told, U1 to U6 she brought in. That is wrong, because there is no edge at all in the graph. In that case, I cannot do that. I'll have to go back to my edge preserving, vertex preserving step and make the changes, and then again do the edge preserving. Every edge of G1 should be mapped to an existing edge of G2. That is an important step. That is called as edge preserving. If you are not able to do that, that means your vertex preserving is wrong. Clear to you all? Maybe again one more problem we will take up in the afternoon. So afternoon 1:45 I'll be taking a class. All right. So today we lost some time because of this. Yeah, show attendance please. Anaga.
Yes, ma'am.
Abhilash.
Yes, ma'am.
Akhil.
Yes, ma'am.
Akrut.
Yes, ma'am.
Anusha.
Yes, ma'am.
Ravind.
Present, ma'am.
Garifullah.
Yes, ma'am.
Benakraj.
Present, ma'am.
Banu Prakash.
Yes, ma'am.
Bhargav.
Yes, ma'am.
Rahmatullah.
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra.
Present, ma'am.
Chandana.
Present, ma'am.
Darshan.
Present, ma'am.
Diksha.
Yes, ma'am.
Dakshayani.
Present, ma'am.
Divya.
Yes, ma'am.
Kishan.
Come on.
Darshit.
Yes, ma'am.
Kishan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Kishan present, ma'am.
Harshit.
Yes, ma'am.
Hemlata.
Yes, ma'am.
Uma,
Yes, ma'am.
then
One, ma'am.
Kaushik,
Present, ma'am.
Lakshmi,
Present, ma'am.
Lavanya,
Present, ma'am.
Manish,
Present, ma'am.
Manoj,
Yes, ma'am.
Mohit,
Yes, ma'am.
Naval,
Yes, ma'am.
Navya, Nikhil,
Present, ma'am.
Panindra,
Present, ma'am.
Pavan,
Present, ma'am.
Pooja,
Present, ma'am.
Purnima,
Present, ma'am.
Raman,
Yes, ma'am.
Rashmi,
Yes, ma'am.
Rupak,
Yes, ma'am.
Sai Kumar,
Yes, ma'am.
Samir, Santosh,
Present, ma'am.
Chadar,
Present, ma'am.
Sharan,
Present, ma'am.
Shashank,
Yes, ma'am.
Sheetal,
Present, ma'am.
Shivani,
Present, ma'am.
Soumya, Spurti,
Present, ma'am.
Vishnu,
Present, ma'am.
Sugandhini,
Present, ma'am.
Sushma,
Present, ma'am.
Sushmita,
Present, ma'am.
Sushmita, you,
Present, ma'am.
Tirtha,
Present, ma'am.
Tripti,
Present, ma'am.
Varsha,
Present, ma'am.
Veena, Veena. Okay, afternoon 1:45 we will meet again. All right, we'll continue with
Ma'am,
this.
excuse
Maybe
me,
one
ma'am.
more problem.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
PS present,
Ma'am,
Okay.
PS present, ma'am.
Okay.
ma'am,
Samir
Navya
present,
present,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Fine. So we'll meet at 1:45. Maybe we'll take up one or two problems more on this, and then we'll try to do a few more problems. So thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.